Hello everyone, my name is Christopher Liam Rose. I'm an author, mentor, life coach, motivational speaker, evangelist, musician and activist. In the Christopher Liam Rose Ministry podcast, we're going to be sharing some scriptures and sermons from the Genesis book within the Bible. I've been sharing the Christopher Liam Rose Ministry podcast to inspire humanity to learn about Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha. I've also been sharing the Christopher Liam Rose Ministry podcast to inspire humanity to learn about faith, spirituality, fate and religion. And I've also been sharing the Christopher Liam Rose podcast to inspire humanity to build a relationship with Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha. Now, within this sermon and within this message today, we're going to be sharing a scripture from the Genesis book within the Bible. So, the scripture we're going to share today from the Genesis book within the Bible is Genesis chapter 9, verse 25. So, it says, "And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall be unto his brethren." So let's just repeat that again. So Genesis chapter 9 verse 25. And it says, "And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren." So as we can see from the previous scripture in Genesis chapter 9 verse 24, we could see that Noah was basically, I think he was drinking or he was kind of drunk, and his children, which was Shema and Saphith, obviously supported Noah, their father. As Noah was obviously drunk and needed support from his children, so both of his children were supporting him. We could see that was very important for Noah's well-being at the time, because he was drunk in the vineyard from wine that he was drinking. So in the scripture of Genesis chapter 9 verse 25, we can see now that it says, "And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren." So basically what the scripture is basically explaining is that when we do the work of helping other people, giving back and making a difference, we need to basically pursue it and do it within our lives. And obviously it's very important that we be a servant in the work that we do for others. Now, Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha wants us to support people in what they're going through. So support humanity, support the animals, support the universe. Now, as we can see from the previous scripture in Genesis chapter 9 verse 24, Noah's children was basically helping their father because he was drunk on wine and he was in the vineyard. So as we can see, that it's very important to help other people. So Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha wants us to help other people, give back, make a difference, make a contribution and serve people in what they're going through. So the work of helping other people becomes very important in faith, spirituality, faith and religion. So when it says in the scripture that in Genesis chapter 9 verse 25, "And he shall cursed be to Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren," it's basically saying that Canaan wasn't really doing the work of helping other people at the time. So it's important that you don't want to be cursed if you don't help other people. So the most important thing to learn from some of these scriptures within the Genesis book within the Bible is that helping other people, giving back, making a difference, making a contribution and serving people is what Jehovah, Jesus Christ and Buddha is calling us all to do. So it's so important to do this work in faith, spirituality, faith and religion. Now, I've always said within my sermons and within my podcasts and within my messages, all human beings have the opportunity to help other people, give back, make a difference and a contribution. Sometimes we need to learn just how important it is, because there's people that need help and support, and there's people that you can serve and that you can support. What happens to people that don't help other people is that they become very vulnerable, very depressed, very unhappy and very sad because their life wasn't contributing or serving people. So within this sermon and within this message of Genesis chapter 9 verse 25, the Lord Jehovah is basically telling us, servants of servants shall he be unto his brethren. So basically meaning, if you want to help other people give back and make a difference, you need to be a servant of servants unto your brethren, which basically means other people, helping other people, giving back, making a difference. Now there's men, women, children that all need help and support, and everyone's on the journey of life, the ups and downs, the challenges and the difficulties of life. But it's important to learn faith, spirituality, faith and religion, that your work in helping other people becomes the most important thing in life, the work that you do for others. There's always people you can support, and there's always people that need help. So focus on your contributions, focus on how you can support people, and focus on being a servant unto servants shall he be for their brethren. And that basically focuses your life on helping other people, giving back, making a difference, making a contribution. And by doing that, you'll be living what Jesus Christ, Jehovah and Buddha has called us to do. So that's my sermon for this message today, and it's very important just to help other people, give back and make a difference. Alright, thank you for listening to the podcast and audio now. I hope you find your faith in Jehovah, Jesus Christ and Buddha, and I hope you do the work of ministry and obviously help other people in what they're going through. Okay, thank you for listening now. Have a good evening now. Take care now, and have a good Easter also as well. Bye now. Thanks.